In 1948, a woman known as Aunt Chick revolutionized the art of cookie making by inventing a plastic embossed mold to cut the dough. These unique cutters created a worldwide sensation as women gathered their family around the kitchen to make cookies in the shape of Santa, angels, and clowns. By the time Aunt Chick passed away in 1982, bakers began stashing the cookie cutters away for fear they would never again be available since they were becoming difficult to find. Carrie Greno was still in her high chair when her grandmother Bernice Bunny Pettinger began teaching her how to bake cookies using Aunt Chick's cutters.
My first experience with Aunt Chick's cookie cutters was probably in the high chair. I was decorating the cookies from the first thing I could remember. Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without the Aunt Chick's cookie cutters in our family. My grandmother got a set for each of her 5 daughters back in 1948, and from there the tradition grew. Everybody has their own set now, and it is the holidays. These cookie cutters and Aunt Chick is part of our Christmas.
But over the years, the brittle plastic started to crack, and the Pittenger women grew worried their tradition would be lost forever. That's when they set their sights on saving the famous Aunt Chick's cookie cutters. Little did they know that women across the nation were dealing with the same dilemma. Would their family cookie-making traditions be lost forever without Aunt Chick's cutters?
My family began recovering the cutters in the late 90s. We just did everything we could to salvage what we had. It was hysteria. We used tape, we used glue, we made a dental mold of the original so everybody could have one. We just kept searching and luckily found a gentleman in Tulsa, Oklahoma that had 18,000 cutters and purchased those, and from there on it's history.
Aunt Chick's real name was Nettie McBurney. A rich banker's wife, Nettie wrote the World Kitchen Log for the Tulsa World from the Depression years through the early 1950s. Considered the Martha Stewart of her generation, Nettie won fame for her food columns and culinary inventions, including her cookie cutters. Megan Bryan is one of Nettie McBurney's granddaughters.
My grandmother's name was Chick, and as far as we all knew, that was really a pet name that my grandfather had given her. We all called her that. Even my mother thought that was my grandfather's name, but it turned out when I actually read some articles that were written by her for the Tulsa World, that was actually a pen name that was established from a competition, and Aunt Chick then became her name from the 1930s on.
Aunt Chick's cutters were hits from the moment they were first sold. The unique bumps on the inside of the red plastic were the secret to helping the dough slide out of the cutter. And their classic shapes, like a stocking filled with toys, a star, even a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween, drew the attention of people across the country.
Well, the cookie cutters were amazingly popular. I still have the original letter that was written from Princess Margaret when she ordered the set of cookie cutters for Prince Charles's 4th birthday. And at one point, Wrigley's Chewing Gum actually ordered 70,000 sets, and they were all sold within 6 weeks. So it was absolutely amazing.
The desire to carry on her family's tradition prompted Carrie to take over the company from her family. In September 2001, Carrie came across a gentleman in Tulsa, Oklahoma who had 18,000 of Aunt Chick's cookie cutters in storage. She bought them all and packed her home floor to ceiling with cookie cutters. After placing an ad in the December issue of Martha Stewart Living, she realized her dream was even bigger than she could have wished for.
When I started Grammas Cutters, I changed the name and took a small ad out in Martha Stewart Living. From there, we made our money back in 3 months. People were crying on the phone to me. They were emailing me, telling them that they were praying at their computer, just how happy I had made them. And I knew they were always important. The Aunt Chick's cutters were always important to my family, but knowing that I touched so many other people was so heartwarming. Made it worth it.
Years of research, persistence, and working with Megan helped Carrie create a website dedicated to all things Aunt Chick. You can find Nettie's old food columns, recipes, and personal history. You can also purchase the original 5 sets of cookie cutters. The Merry Christmas set are made from the same injection mold that the originals were. You'll also find special featured sets such as the Flower Garden, Special Day, and Happy Day. Carrie also made a reproduction mold of Aunt Chick's Angel and Cowboy cutters, and the long-awaited Pilgrim, Cupid, and Gingerbread Boy cutters that so many fans wished for were recently released.
My dream of bringing back these heartwarming experiences to future generations of my family as well as many, many other families with the Aunt Chick's cutters is coming true. And making these cookies isn't just a labor of love, it's a tradition that brings family and friends together throughout the holidays and all year round.
If you would like to replace your Aunt Chick's cutters, or perhaps begin your own family tradition of making cookies with her famous Aunt Chick's cutters, log online to www.grammascutters.com or call 1-888-662-8373.